We start this series off with seeing one knight screaming at the receptionist at a guild. She asks the receptionist if she is sure that the mage isn't here, telling her that it was a man in a black robe. The receptionist tells her that there's no such mage at their guild, and that she must be mistaken, and calls her Aisha. Aisha asks the receptionist if she means that she has gone crazy, but she says not at all and asks for forgiveness. After that, people who are also in the guild starts to wonder what is going on, saying that 2 members of Chalkblade is here and that they look like a mess. Someone says that it sounds like a powerful monster showed up and gave them a hard time, but then apparently this mysterious mage shows up and defeats the monster just for fun. They ask who that guy could be, but another guy says that it sounds like he disappeared before anyone figured out who he was. They say that it sounds completely messed up, but saying that if it's true, then that means that he saved the lives of Chalkblade and starts imagining weird things. Suddenly someone laughs at them, and they ask what his deal is. He says that he didn't, but he later thinks to himself that he couldn't keep a straight face, as after all, he is Turi, and that he is the very mysterious mage that they are talking about, saying that he's so glad that he reincarnated into this world, and that he can't believe that everyone is gossiping about him, to think that he would get to stand out while remaining anonymous. We then get some backstory, as Turi says that he has always wanted to be a protagonist, who acts ordinary in public, but is secretly a hero. He's wished for that as long as he can remember, but he has never had the confidence, and for 25 years he just lived an honest and safe life. But that's when he saw a kid playing football on the road and a truck was heading for him, so he saved him in the last second. We then get to the afterlife, where someone says that he is God. He tells Turi that he must be very confused, and to cut to the chase, he tells Turi that he died while saving a child, telling Turi that he must be depressed. But before he can continue, Turi cuts him off and asks if the kid is safe. The god says that the kid didn't even get a scratch. Turi looks relieved and says that he is happy, but that he would have preferred to survive as well, just so he could say that he is a nobody and walk away coolly and then go home to enjoy a good beer while watching his news being broadcasted. The god laughs and says that he sees that Turi's really gone off the deep end. Turi screams at the god not to make fun of him and asks if being a secret hero isn't every man's dream. The god says that he wasn't making fun of him, but that he thinks very highly of it, telling Turi that according to the fate records, he shouldn't have done anything and that the child was fated to die, and yet he changed the fate and saved that kid, telling Turi that it's really amazing, and since he can change fate, he has a reward for him, telling Turi that he will fulfill his cute little wish. Turi asks the god how long he is going to keep on teasing him. The god laughs before he asks Turi if he would be interested in reincarnating into another world, and thus, he Turi 25 years old, reincarnated in another world. Turi thinks that he should take stock of the citation first, and thinks that he has received a few parting gifts from God, firstly some cool clothes, some swords and textbooks, and even an healing potion. He then wonders if the robe is for sleeping outside. Turi says that he has common grasp on geography and history, and so he can read and write this world language, thinking that he's got all the basic information necessary for survival, and what's more, he got 3 special abilities at random. The first was talent for swordsmanship medium. It apparently means he can become an above-average swordsman if he works at it. The second is talent for elemental magic, but that his stage was trash. And finally, he got probably the biggest problem child of the bunch. Dimensional Magic Ultimate. It's ancient magic with barely any records left, and that nothing like the basic elemental magic. He thinks that it's pretty amazing and that, take the expansion spell for example, and by expanding it, he can take this regular backpack, and he can target the space inside, and he can basically treat it as the 4th dimensional pocket. Another one is teleport, and he can use it on any place he has seen or have been before. He looks at the mountain and is actually able to flawlessly teleport himself there. At the mountain, he looks out and is amazed by how beautiful it all looks, saying that this is the world that he was sent to. He thinks that he can't believe that he gets to live as he please in a world like this, and maybe in this world if he can master these abilities, then he can stand out while remaining anonymous as some sort of mysterious mage. He then screams and says that he's getting really excited, and to start by finding a town and getting all kinds of information. Suddenly, however, he hears people screaming, and he looks out and sees some locals being attacked by a giant lizard. He says that it's a fantasy world with monsters, swords, and magic, thinking that this is the perfect kind of situation to be this world's tutorial event. We then see the lizard roaring towards the locals. Lillitan says that they are unfortunate to run into something like this. We then see Aisha, who says that it's carelessness and that if it hadn't been for Marine's detection magic, they would have never imagined that they would get attacked from the underground, saying that some of them might have died. After that, Aisha tells Lilitan to retreat for now and that she will take the rear guard and that she will carry the others out of here first. Lilitan tells her not to mess with her and that she will take the rear guard. Aisha says that it's her duty as the leader, but Lilitan asks if she doesn't understand the situation, as she only has one working arm right now. Aisha then says okay, but that she has to promise to survive, and Lilitan says that she does. We then get to Lilitan, who starts to smile as she tells the giant lizard to come at her, telling the lizard that her giant spear is called the Dragon Hunter, and she looks super cold as she says that she will hunt it down, and she then jumps towards it. However, as she goes to attack, she quickly realizes that her spear has legit no effect at all. She looks annoyed and says that she already knew, but that it's way tougher than she would have guessed, saying that in that case, she will just have to stab it in the eyes. Aisha then screams out to her, and we see the lizard using its tail to hit Lilitan right towards the ground, knocking her out. Aisha once again screams towards her, but the lizard then starts going towards her, and she thinks that she needs to do something, but she wonders what she can even do with her condition. We then see Lilitan almost being unable to speak as she tells Aisha to save herself, but Aisha grabs her sword even harder and says no, and that she has to try and that she is going to get them all out of this alive, declaring that she is the leader of Chalkblade and a noble of House Garden, and that she won't let her friends get hurt, even if it costs her life. Aisha then sees that Lizard is gathering mana, and she knows that it will use Dragon's Breath. But even then, Aisha looks determined, and says that she won't let it lay a finger on her precious friends. The Lizard then uses Dragon's Breath, and right when it's about to hit Aisha, Tori uses an isolation spell, which saves Aisha from any damage. She looks amazed, but he says that it would be a bit of a hassle if she died here. Aisha just looks in pure awe and asks who he is. Tori just wonders if he was a bit too plain, while Aisha thinks to herself, what just happened? And wonders if this guy just blocked the dragon breath, wondering how that is even possible. Aisha then excuses herself and asks him what he just did. However, he doesn't have time to respond, as the lizard goes to him in an instant, and Aisha screams at him to watch out. Tori just says, good grief, and that the scene was going so well, and that the lizard just had to go and ruin it. He then takes up his hand and says sever, and points it towards the lizard, which, I kid you not, makes the lizard snap in half. Tori tells him not to mess with his style, and for the lizard to know its place. Aisha looks in total shock as she asks Tori who in the world he is, but Tori just walks away. We then get to Marine, who is barely conscious, but she says that the man feels nostalgic and wonders if she has forgotten something. We then get back to Aisha, who runs to Tori. She excuses herself, but thanks him for saving them. He tells her not to worry about it. She then asks him who he is, or if he is perhaps an adventurer from another town. Tori tells her not to worry about that right now, and he hands her a health potion, and Aisha is in awe, wondering if he is really going to give something so valuable to her. Tori just coldly says, naturally. Aisha then gets stars for eyes, as she thanks him so much, and says that she can finally give her friends first aid, and asks him how she can ever repay him. Tori tells her not to worry about it. Aisha tries to argue, but Tori says that he didn't do it alone, and that he only made it in time because she held the beast off, risking her life, so rather than thanking Tori, she should go and check on her friends. Aisha says alright, and that she will accept his words sincerely for now, and asks him to please wait a moment. Tori just smiles and thinks that he is so insanely cool right now, thinking that a hero who shows up when things are at their worst, and keeps his identity a mystery, saying that this is what he has dreamed of, and that acting as a mysterious wizard is no longer a dream, which is why he asked her to check up on her friends, as he doesn't need a thanks. He calls Aisha a kind and beautiful knight, and tells her to do her best to spread rumors of him far and wide, and he then uses his teleportation to teleport away. We then get back to the guild, where everyone is talking about the mysterious mage. The receptionist tells Tor that he has officially registered as an adventurer, and that they look forward to working with him. Tori can't keep his smile in check, so he just smiles as he says, yeah. She asks him if something good happened. Tori says that it's just that he heard about this awesome mysterious mage. The receptionist says that it's not just the guild, but that the entire country is going wild because of that guy, saying that search parties will probably comb through the whole country looking for him. Tori looks shocked as he says that he thought that people would just be overjoyed that a hero appeared. However, the receptionist says that he can't be taken lightly, as he defeated the legendary dragon that even Chalkblade was no match for. This freaks Tori out, as he thought that it was just an ordinary giant lizard, and not some legendary dragon. He then asks her about the Chalkblade, and asks if they are really that good. She tells him that they aren't just amazing, but awesome. She then tells him that firstly, they have the Archmage who wields 3 elements, Marine the Witch, after her, There's Lilitan, the mighty spear, a former mercenary with monstrous strength. Then there's the scout and master of covert operations, Saran the Beast Hunters. After her there's Ween the Fire Fairy. She's the youngest in Chalkblade and the witch's apprentice. And then they have a genius swordsman as well as their leader Aisha Garden, the slicing princess. She explains that 2 of them are 6-star adventurers, which is the highest rank you can get, telling Turi that they are the strongest party, and not just here in Boars, but in the entire country of Grey Isle. Turi is in shock, as internally he screams out, wondering if he just saved such amazing people. He thinks that everything is nuts, saying that he's still really happy and that he loves the attention. But this blew up way more than he expected, and he calls it terrifying as he just wanted a few rumors to enjoy drinking to, calling this all on another scale and wondering why he had to start with the pinnacle of it. He scratches his head and thinks that all he wanted was a quiet, relaxing life in another world, and wonders just what he does now. The receptionist then asks if he is okay and that he looks pale. He tells her not to worry though. We then get to Aisha and Lilitan. Lilitan asks Aisha if they are going to look for the mysterious mage, and she tells her that of course they are, saying that she can't believe that he left without even letting her thank him. Aisha then looks super fired up as she says that she will use whatever means necessary and that they have to find him no matter what. Lilitan just asks her what she's going to do to thank him and if she wants to spend the night with him, but Aisha just tells her to stop making fun of her.